just so you know, this video contains spoilers of Darling in the Franxx, up to episode 14. You have been warned. So I watch a little anime, and well, there's this one show I'm currently watching called Darling in the Franxx, and the most recent episode, that being episode 14, has garnered a lot of hate and controversy towards one character in particular. That character being Ichigo. Although a lot of people think that the hate makes a lot of sense, I personally think that she's getting a lot of unwarranted hate, and people don't really understand what she did and why that was the best course of option for her to do. Now, my opinion is completely against most of the fan base currently, and my opinion is that Ichigo did nothing wrong. Now, before you start typing your opinion and blindly hating on me, please let me explain. I'll start from where I'm really basing this on. Let's look at the world of Darling in the Franxx. This world is post-apocalyptic. The world is infested with monsters called Quackstar, and the only place that people live are in plantations. And that means that all of today's socially acceptable behaviors and morality of today can't really be applied to a post-apocalyptic world. And today's logic can't be applied onto their world, because it is a lot different. First, I want to look at how the parasites are brought into this world and how they're raised. From episode 12 and 13, we get a more in-depth look at how the parasites are brought up. From what we know, there is no outline from whether the parasites are reproduced normally and not synthetically. But I personally would infer that the parasites are most likely produced synthetically and are just tube babies. Based on how they are treated by the adults, looking at how parasites are treated as children, I would personally consider that their childhood isn't humane in any way, shape, or form. They are constantly being injected in chemicals so that they can pilot the Franxx later in life. Along with this though, they are told not to question authority, as when Hiro does. He is regarded as a special case, since he constantly berates them and asking them what keeps happening. And I would say that parasites aren't really treated as being human. They are treated as either inferior or plagued, as we saw in episode 10. We also have to keep in mind that the parasite's only reason to live is to protect the adults and to protect the plantations. And if they aren't able to do that, they are completely just disposed of. We saw this in episode 1 and 13. In episode 1, Hiro and Naomi were going to be disposed of. And in episode 13, when Hiro was a child and all the rest were children, children would just go missing all of a sudden and never come back. We also know that there's a little bit of a more personal experience with Mitsuru from episode 11, where he was getting injection to his body to help improve his scores. And if his body rejected it, he would most likely never be seen, and he would have been disposed of. So taking this all in, I think it would be safe to say that they haven't experienced any kind of maternal or unconditional love that you would most likely receive from your family or mother. Meaning that they don't have certain traits that a person in our world would have. They are raised completely differently from how children in our world are. So that means that they have less information about situations that we have dealt with before. And the only purpose that they are told why they are living is to serve the adults and Papa. So keep this information in the back of your head here. Now let's talk about the special case of Squad 13. You know for a fact that the entire squad is very different from any other squad. When we look into episode 6, we get to look at another squad, that squad being Squad 26. From what we saw, their Franxx were completely uniformed, and the parasites that go along with them had no personality that they showed. The reason behind this, I believe, is because, well, parasites are regarded as machines, and this is what normal squads look like. They're only meant to serve one purpose. But Squad 13 is a little different. Their mechs are personalized. They're not uniformed. Their pistols have colored uniforms. They have names, and the adults on multiple occasions have said that they are a specialized team. Now, looking at the way we learn as children, parasites don't learn what we do from friends and family. So that means that they are rather uninformed on what is acceptable socially and how to deal with certain social situations. Now let's get into the meat of this. What was going through Ichigo's mind and the rest of Squad 13's mind at the start of episode 14 and throughout it? If we were to take one of their stances and be in one of their shoes, all they knew was that 02 was killing Hiro. They don't know about how Hiro and 02 connected minds and had their memory come back about their past together. All they knew was that 0 was killing Hiro. And their actions are completely justifiable what they do throughout this entire episode, because you have to remember every single person in the squad respects and looks up to Hiro. Because each one of them has their own little experience, and Hiro has named every single one of them. And you also have to remember that they don't quite trust 02 just yet. All they know about her really is that she has killed her past Stamen, and the fact that she's not human, and that Hiro is the first person to not have been killed from 02 after 3 rides. So they haven't quite accepted her. Now let's put our shoes into Ichigo. We know that she has strong feelings towards Hiro. And she doesn't want 02 to be killing him. She wants to continue living with him because she trusts, she loves, and she looks up to him. And I personally think that Ichigo's distrust of 0 is completely warranted, because she doesn't want to see Hiro or anyone else to be hurt by her. Now, the decision that Ichigo does, though, is to try and keep Hiro and 02 separate from each other, because she doesn't want to see him hurt. But this wasn't just her decision. She may have led and given this plan, but the entire team went along with this. Not just because she was a leader, but because they all deeply care about Hiro. They all look up to him. And now you have to remember that parasites are treated like machines, and normal squads don't even act remotely close to how Squad 13 has been acting. So Squad 13 is sailing into a new territory that no other parasite has ever dealt with. They strongly regard Hiro in a very good light. And this new complex situation is completely baffling them. They have no idea what to do and how to keep Hiro safe. And you have to remember, it's not like Ichigo or any other teammate can go ahead and try and get help from a brother, sister, parent, family member, friend, or even a counselor, or anyone else that they might look up to. Because no one out there that they know or that they can try to reach out to has ever experienced a situation to this. And they haven't had emotions as strong as these. No other parasite has. So the team has to try and find the best solution on their own. And that's when Ichigo goes ahead and takes the lead and comes up with the plan. And the entire team believes it is the best course of action to try and keep Hiro safe. And it takes the majority of the episode for the team to finally allow 02 to go find Hiro and meet him. And it also takes violence from 02 to finally get together. This is because they finally see that 02 is worried about Hiro and didn't want to kill him. Although Ichigo is definitely hesitant about this, she does go through with it as well. Although the amount of emotions that 02 has gone through throughout the entire day has made it a little too late. And when they do try to find Hiro in his hospital bed, he's not there because Hiro went to go try and find 02. And when Hiro does come back to his hospital bed, all he sees is 02 hurting his friends. But that leaves the faithful ending here. Afterwards, 02 is being shipped off, and Hiro is visually shocked, sad, and worried about 02. And Ichigo, seeing this, she has no idea what to do. She can only think of one thing, based on all the knowledge that she knows, all the very little amount of knowledge that she knows, to try and help Hiro and try to make him feel better. And during this moment, you have to remind yourself that they've been through puberty, and they're still going through it right now. So her hormones are at an all-time high, and her emotions are completely uncontrollable. She's all over the place. But she remembers one thing that Hiro told her, one thing that shows that she cares a whole lot about him and wants to see that he's safe, and that's kissing. Now, she's not trying to be manipulative. She has no information on how to deal with this situation. And like I said, she can't go and try and get help. All she knows and all she wants right now is that she wants to keep Hiro safe. So she went back on what little information she knows on how to deal with this, and she does the best course of action that she believes. Now, if we were to put this situation in our world, Ichigo would be 100% at fault. We would see her as manipulative and controlling. And at that age, it would not be acceptable in our world to do that. And we would think that someone like Ichigo would know how to deal with this situation, or one similar to this, or if they don't, they would be able to go reach out and get some help to try and deal with this. But she can't. Her only purpose in life, and every other parasite's purpose in life, is to protect the adults in the plantation. They aren't expected to deal with normal human interaction, because they're supposed to act like machines. They're disposable, they mean very little to the adults. And Squad 13 is very different from every other squad. And Squad 13 has been given the freedom to act differently than any other squad before. The only other squad that might be similar is the 9. So yes, Ichigo, in our world, 100% would deserve the backlash she's getting. But in their world, where they're treated as disposable things that aren't human, there is no right and wrong for them. They don't know how to deal with normal situations. They can't try and reach out for help. The only thing that they know to do is to protect the adults, to protect the plantations, and follow Papa. Therefore, Ichigo did nothing wrong. Alright, so I don't know if this video is going to change your opinion, but I believe it might give you a little bit of an insight on why what she did was the best course of action that she believed. Feel free though to tell me if I missed anything that you thought was important, that either helps my argument or counters it. I would love to hear it, because I absolutely love the show, and basically any kind of discussion about the show I really enjoy. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video and have a lovely day.